Check, check, check. Yeah, I gotta pluck this eyebrow. This one eyebrow is crazy. Every time I come on, I got these eyebrows up here. I gotta fix these. I gotta fix these brows. Where are my vocals? Turn my vocals up. Turn my vocals up. What's up, everybody? Check, 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 check. Everybody coming in a minute. What is good? If you're watching this in the future on my YouTube, go over to the Twitch for a music stream. Hey, I'm gay. Shout out Cellret, gay guy. Shout out Dunbar. Not sure if he's a gay guy, but if he is, we accept him. You're gay, and I accept you, gay guy. Renee Harris, Reen Harris, up Andy. Runaway Slav. Andy deserves no, I don't. Keep that to yourself. What's up, guys? In an hour, we're gonna go exclusive on the Twitch. Gonna go over to the Twitch. It's what is it? 11:08. 11:08 in Texas. At 12:00, because what do we start? We started at 11:06. At 12:06, we'll be going exclusively to the Twitch. And we'll be talking about music. Do you guys like music? I'm trying to bring it back. I know Tuesdays are my joint custody days, but I'm feeling the music today, boys. I'm just feeling them. A lot of good songs came out. And just feeling the fucking tunes. 9:08 here on the glorious West Coast. Okay. Maybe I start doing these streams a little bit later, because one, my fucking ass is not like, bro, I never feel ready. I never feel ready over here till like fucking 10. Oh, I got this new chair. My wife got me this chair. It's so, dude. Oh, man, if you want yourself to appreciate the finer things in life, or not even necessarily, because this chair is not even like expensive, but she got it for me and it's soft and I appreciate her so much. But you want to appreciate just anything nice, just force yourself to have bad stuff for a while and be lazy about it, and just never do anything substantial to like fix it. Just be lazy about it. That's what I did. Excuse me. Yeah, just be, like I said, just be lazy about it. Because what I did is I used a dining room table chair for a while. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I used a dining room table chair for a while. And yeah, and it destroyed my back. And I gotta get rid of these titties, because the way this shirt sits under them, it makes me look voluptuous as shit. But no, I got rid of that, and it was hurting my back. I gotta lose weight, dude. I got back problems. Not like aggressive back problems. It's just, what it is. I think my body's a little, I don't have as much mobility as I feel like I should. I just got, what it is. It's that, like, I just got to transition into being a little bit. It's like I'm 35, and you just have to be a little bit more active of a person to not let your body go to shit. But sorry, I'm reading the comments. You guys are funny. I mean, I don't know why I would apologize for that. You guys probably like when I read the comments. The fuck was I getting at? Oh, but anyway, yeah, we're doing the music stream. Gonna do music, talk about. Well, I like to run it like a good old fashioned. I like to run it like a good old fashioned talk show. Play a little bit of music, talk about the issues. You know what it is? These streams are like a long walk. I don't like just jumping into the politics. And also, I got so much going on in my head on this end. I literally need to like rock some tunes and center my brain. Oh, and that was the other thing I was saying too, because like Cellrat was saying, like it's like 9 a.m. on the West Coast where a lot of people are watching. And because of that, I think the best balance is like if it, maybe wait until like 11 or 12 to start these streams, which honestly is better for me because it gives me more time. Like today, I slept in till about 10:30, and it actually gave me like more time to sleep and recharge and stuff like that. So that was kind of nice. But yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Did you guys see Dick Cheney died? I know I made a huge stink after Charlie Kirk's death to not like celebrate anyone's death, but so I'm not gonna go online making TikToks being like, haha, like R.I.P. Bozo. But like, couldn't have happened to a better guy. Although, I don't know, sometimes when these people die, you're almost like, man, I really wish you would have been like tortured for the rest of your life, not like killed. And I'm saying this like half in jest. I don't know. I'm kind of learning more about Christianity because it seems like hella good vibes. Christianity does seem like hella good vibes. I got to be honest. Like, I've been listening to Tucker Carlson a lot. And every time he talks about Christianity, I just go like, that seems like hella good vibes. You know what I mean? It seems like hella good vibes. And a lot of it honestly matches up to how I just try to like be as a person, which is funny because like I grew up Catholic and I kind of didn't like being Catholic because Catholicism, my experience of Catholicism was a lot of just like, you do that shit, dude. You should fucking feel bad about that shit. But I don't know. The way Tucker Carlson talks about Christianity is kind of like hella sick. I gotta be honest. And like I was saying, it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny that like a lot of the just like the way of being in your day to day that I try to just be on my own. I was kind of like intrigued that I was like, oh shit, a lot of this is like actually matching up with Christianity. And I was like, maybe I go deep into that because I don't know. I don't know. It like, I don't even know that much about it per se from like well, I guess I do know stuff about it, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know anything about it. Well, I know the like, I know the like popular shit, the common shit, stuff like that. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to because I think I've talked about this before. I don't know if I believe in God or anything like that. I don't know if I'm there yet. But I go like I kind of like the shit they say, and it's like it seems to me like the Christians kind of figured out a lot of the ways of being to sort of like just push out the bad energy and the bad vibes in the world. And it seems like because like I see Cellrat was here. Christianity is okay. Christians suck. Well, yeah, and because like every religion you can like religion you can find like because that's like why I'm not a big fan of organized religion. But I think from the context of like, use this as like a way of existing in your day to day. Hella good vibes. Hella good vibes with the Christians. So I was looking into that. And unfortunately, from what I've gathered, one thing about Christianity is like can't celebrate people's deaths, but I don't know if you also have to feel bad that Dick Cheney died. But also, if we were sort of gonna zoom out, I don't know, man. You almost go like death is like that's the other part about these bad like when bad people die. You're like, I mean, death is too nice to you, dude. Like you've inflicted some of the worst things possible on the human race. I don't know if you deserve the sweet release of death. I'm gonna have to double check the Bible to see if there's anything about torturing evil people in a pit. Because if there is, I might support that. I might support that. Like, honestly, I think I think that might be like a better use of our time than being like, yay, because honestly, it would be a better message. It would be a better message if and also if anyone from the government's watching, this is all parody and I'm doing a character. Just to be clear, this is all just a character. Christian societies are way better because they rape children way better. Hey man, I do agree. I think on the whole, Christian societies are probably just better. Cause like the thing I've been realizing about religion. Oh, by the way, what up? Top of the morning to you too, Cletus. I think what I've been realizing is like religion in general is supposed to be sort of it's not supposed to be like I think, or I don't know if it's not supposed to be because fundamental blah blah blahs would say it's supposed to be taken literally. But I think it's because I realized it when I was actually watching that. I forget that fucking dude's name. Fuck. There's this one dude who's like the big conspiracy. He's one of the big conspiracy guys, like the OG conspiracy guys, and he like introduced the lizard people. I forget his fucking name. Who was the guy? Guys, help me out in the chat. Who was the dude who introduced the lizard people guy? He was like a big part of talking about the lizard people shit. I feel like you guys know that, and you guys can help me with that. David Icke, thank you. Yeah, David Icke. Let me actually pull up the video because this will help kind of illustrate my point a little bit. David Icke. They did like I think we watched it a while ago on here. They did like a David Icke thing on Vice where he was talking about lizard people. You should just walk around with a Buzz Lightyear and Woody. Very creative. Great input. Thank you so much.
Because there were people, when this started to come in, people who were kind of into my stuff up to that point, which was the energy of children.
David's.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great beginning. Platform fun.
In simple terms, there is a predator race.
Okay, here. I think this is the part I want. So, like, when he says this, don't take him literally, but like, take him like just vague, like, you know what I'm saying? Just don't take him literally. Just take him sort of more symbolically as what he says. And when you take what he says more symbolically, it's like, oh, he's kind of spitting.
Oh, it's a great beginning. Platform fun.
In simple terms, there is a predator race which take a reptilian form. They're feeding off humanity. They've turned humanity into a slave race. They demand human sacrifice. That's where Satanism comes in. They feed off human energy, particularly feed off the energy of children.
David's latest revelations have been about the moon.
Oh, that's not exactly what I wanted. But like even there, kind of, because he at one point he gets into the lizard shit.
That stops us seeing and perceiving things that we would normally perceive. That is creating what I call the moon matrix or the Saturn moon matrix. Sacrifice the victim and they drink the blood immediately, which has this chemical substance over someone higher than you in the public hierarchy.
You know, people familiar with your work would know that you've made some predictions over the years, and they've come to pass. I mean, I think this maybe.
Anyway, so you're a lizard person, Big Ben? Hell yeah. Yeah. So if you like look at, God damn it, I wish I found the clip a little bit better. But if you look at, what he was saying more as a if you don't take him literally, dude's kind of spitting. And I think religion, that's the thing I've come to realize with religion, mainly Christianity. I don't know how much I want to get on board with the other ones. It's just not my flavor. That's all. You know what I mean? It's not my flavor of ice cream. But yeah, I feel like if you take Christianity like broad strokes, that's why I always say, like, if you look at most religions and take them 75%, like here, I think Cletus is kind of getting at it. Religion is a control system, one that at a time made sense. Now it needs to grow and evolve, but many believe within their own respective beliefs hold on to traditions, ideals which do not match. So, like, you're saying religion is a control system, one that at the time made sense. Now it needs to grow and evolve. I do see that's the thing I do need to believe, or I'm sorry, I do believe that like needs to happen, because I think if you look at like the what am I trying to say? Sorry, I'm still waking up. It's so funny. I woke up less than an hour ago, and then I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking hop on and talk about very just have a very deep religious talk. But hey man, me at my 50 minutes awake is better than most people's all day awake. I'm a fucking beast. No, I suck ass. I'm sorry, guys. No, I think because like if you look at just what the Bible says, like if you look at a lot of the stories in the Bible as like, well, you got to think about too, like when the Bible dropped, like most people aren't reading books. Most people aren't reading books. Most people don't know anything. You know what I mean? And then if you look at the Bible as just like some stories, the same way as like I was talking about this on the podcast with Pat the one time when we were doing Religion Month, where I was like, dude, if you just looked at life and when any problem arose, you just said, what would Goku do? From Dragon Ball Z, you'd be like, what would Goku do? You'd actually probably live a pretty good, productive life. And it's like if you look at the Bible as a book of stories to sort of extrapolate meaning and guidance from, and then if you look at the 10 commandments as just, because I also think they set up the Bible, like I feel like there was like highly intelligent people back in the day who looked at regular people and they're like, these fuckers can't read and they don't know these fuckers can't read and they don't know how to help themselves. So it seems like they made the Bible to sort of keep the people in a productive way that could sort of keep the keep the human population growing and productive and things like that. And then now, people, I think the average person, I hesitate to say smarter, because sometimes like sometimes it feels like people are dumber now it's all like different. That's what I've been like thinking a lot about intelligence in general. You know what I mean? Because it all varies and it's very interesting to me, the concept of intelligence. Because like I mentioned on the podcast that'll come out later this week, but I got Elon Musk's audiobook, and spoiler alert, dude still does not make me like the dude anymore. But like his audiobook's interesting because it doesn't like it has at no point has it made me go like, wow, this dude's a fucking genius. It has just made me go like, this dude really knows rockets and electric cars that he's and then his like it's the biography kind of sucks ass, but as a book, like as a enjoyable reading experience or audiobook listening experience, it kind of sucks ass. But getting a eye into Elon Musk's whole thing is kind of fucking fascinating, because it just makes a lot of things about him make more sense, because like the book is Anyway, I'll talk about that later. But like, you get out of it where you're like, oh, this dude's really good at whatever his thing is, physics and stuff, or physics, whatever. Like whatever he has to know to make all the like physics and computers and coding. He's really good at that. At least he tells you he's really good at that. That's the other. They don't actually do it. There's nothing so far in the book that actually explains he has this knowledge, which I think he does. But it is funny that there's nothing in the book that actually explains he has this knowledge. They just keep telling you he does, and he's really fucking good at it. But at the same time, the whole book keeps telling you, dude, it's so funny. It's so funny because like there was the epic, it got spearheaded with that great clip from Shane where he's like talking about Elon Musk's video game lying. And it's so funny now listening to this audiobook because like we find out Musk is very comfortable with just lying about his video game abilities, which is weird and lame. But then I'm listening to the audiobook. I'm 21 chapters in, which that's not impressive. The book has 95 chapters. It's like a 20-hour audiobook. I still have about 16 and a half hours to listen. And I mean, I can't count the times he's mentioned that he plays video games all the time and he rips at video games. So, and then we find out he's very comfortable just lying about his ability at video games. So, I'm not saying there's any proof that he's not actually good at fucking science and robots and shit, but you're like, I don't know if he's comfortable lying about that, and then the way the book's presented, it's just presented as this big fucking like, dude, I'm so cool and tough and badass and like autistic, but it's like cool. You know what I mean? Like everything the book brings up about his autism, it's like, oh, he sounds like a rude person. You're like, no, you don't understand. He's just this like autistic genius. And you're like, yeah. So yeah, but I forgot where I was going with that. Fuck. I forgot why I got on that tangent. What are you guys talking about? Oh yeah. I was talking about intelligence. Thank you, Cletus. But yeah, that makes me look at intelligence because like that's why I brought that up because of intelligence. Because it's like it's not that he's a smart guy, but I think a lot of times with like intelligence in a certain field, we trick ourselves into like, well, if you're intelligent in a traditional, if you're intelligent in a subject that's traditionally held up higher in like just people's respect for you or whatever the fuck, I don't know what the fucking term would be. God, let me adjust my shorts. They're riding up my cock. Oh, but anyway, yeah. So like a dude like Elon Musk, people look at him. Well, because that's like the other reason why everything's going to fucking shit is because we've just associated all these tech bros as, well, they're the smartest guys in the fucking world. So if they're trying to implementing something, if they want to implement something, it's not because they want to kill us, but it's because they're actually just, it's good for us. And they're the super duper smartest guys in the fucking world. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. I think like, it's like making me realize like some of these dudes, like I was realizing it with, like, I think a big thing normal people have to realize is you're not like just because these people are like famous or they're in these big institutions, they're in like, most of them are not like smarter or have more common sense than the average person, or like maybe not the average person, but like, the average person that decides to like give a fuck every day. You know what I mean? Because like, don't get me wrong, you'll meet people that are just like, how do you fucking get to the end of the day, dude? You'll meet plenty of those, don't get me wrong, but like I've even had those moments. You'll see it with like political commentators, and I'm not, I think I'm good at stuff, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm the smartest guy in the fucking world. I think I think there's certain things I know more than the average person, but it's because I obsess over those things. You know what I mean? Like I think I know more about music than the average person, but like it's because I obsess over it. But then I think I've talked about this before, but then you see like, it's like you see like that clip of Sam Harris where he's talking about Joe Biden or Tucker Biden, Hunter Biden, one of those two guys. And it's that clip where he's talking about how he's like, I don't care if there's dead kids in his basement. He's like, I'll still, they're still better than Trump. And you're just like, hold up. So you're saying if we find out one of those dudes is literally John Wayne Gacy, that doesn't that doesn't make him worse than Trump? And then he's like, but I'd still rather have that guy as president. And he's trying to make some clever little thing. And then you're like, but do you literally mean that? He's like, yeah. And it's like, oh, you might be just like a retard who doesn't realize that like the Trump, you've got, I hate to use the buzzword, but it's like, you've got Trump derangement syndrome out the fucking wazoo, dude. And you're just completely fucked, and you think like, oh, he's supposed to be, he's soft spoken. Like, that's the thing with a lot of these people. It's like, you look at what the agreed upon, it's like the agreed upon perception of intelligence and like honestly even like masculinity and what may I was joking about it on Panties this week actually, where there's like like there's I realized this recently where it's like the perception of what makes someone an alpha. It'll sometimes just be like, it'll be like, well, that guy through fear, that guy demands respect. And it's like, honestly, it's like, honestly, there'll be times where it's like that guy who people hold up as like, well, he's the alpha because everyone, through fear, he demands respect. It's like, honestly, I think a lot of people are just doing whatever he says because they're afraid of what he's going to do. I didn't phrase that good. What am I trying to say? God damn it. I said it so much more clever on Panties. But yeah, it'll just be like, yeah, no, I don't know if I respect the guy, but I'm like, I'm literally just worried he's gonna kill everyone if we don't just do what he says. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing too, where like even in like small social situations, you'll have these moments where people act like some dude's an alpha, and you're just like, no, everyone's just kind of going with his thing because we can subtly feel that he's gonna have a full-blown spaz if we don't just do it. And I think most people go, it's easier to do that because like, so even with like the perception of like what makes you a fucking, even like the perception of like what makes you a fucking alpha, it is just like, or you're just taking advantage of nice people. You know what I mean? It's like, and that's the same thing with like intelligence, where you have someone like Sam Harris, who's like a soft-spoken little fucking Frieza. You know what I mean? He's like a soft-spoken little Frieza or whatever the fuck. But like, well, we associate being a little fucking pussy and not yelling as that's like that. Well, that's what really smart guys do. But then it's like, well, what does he have to say? And it's like, it's just shit of like, well, if Hunter Biden has dead kids under his floorboard, or if Joe Biden has dead kids under his floorboard, that makes him better than Trump. And I mean that literally. And also, you guys might have been right. Yeah, maybe I was wrong and you were right about the whole COVID vaccine thing. But if you think about it, if things were completely different and the certain things happened that made me right, I would be right. So if you look at it that way and you're like, oh, you got nothing, dude, and then like with this Elon, and so bringing it back to the Elon Musk thing, it's like, I'm not going to take away, I'm going to finish this book because it's like, it's funny because it like sucks ass, but it is like low key fascinating. But it's like, it's like going back to the Elon thing. What's more alpha than killing children? Exactly, dude. It's like the most alpha thing ever. That's why, yeah, man, it's very alpha. It's a good point, Selret. But yeah, no, they're going back to the Elon Musk thing. And yeah, it's like the book sucks ass, but I'm gonna finish it because I weirdly find this dude fascinating. And also he's the richest man in the world and he's a big sci-fi fan, and his interest in sci-fi has to completely affect the way our society functions. So You know what I mean? There's that. And that's the other thing. I gotta get deeper into these like big tech people because I'm having trouble formulating it specifically. But there is a thing now with it's like the limitations of technology sort of force these tech guys to, well, I have to implement something that everyone likes and makes their life better. But the way that like technology is now, these tech guys, and that's why AI is, that's why no one likes AI. I mean, not no one. You know, there's other fucking soulless fucking what's the term? Troglodytes? Is that is that the term I'm looking for? Trog. Yeah. What is it? What's a troglodyte? A person who lives. Yeah. There's these soulless troglodytes that'll see an AI video and go, "This is the future. This is a good thing. This is a thing we need way more of. We need a shit ton of this horse shit." There's a bunch of those guys out there that'll see that and go, "That fucking rules. We need that." And then it's like all normal people, like, because that's the thing I'm realizing where, like, so fuck. Wait, let me pull it back to the Elon Musk thing I was talking about. Because like I won't take away rocket ships and fucking EVs from Elon Musk, just like as the technology. I won't, and also people will be like, well, he didn't even make them, it was people under him. But he was the facilitator and organizer, and he spearheaded it. And also, I'm sure the dude can code like a motherfucker and stuff. Like, he lies about video games, but I'm sure I was joking before, but it's like I'm sure dude can code and shit like that, whatever. But like outside of that, you hear the way dude is talking, and you realize like either this guy's just either this guy's good at physics and coding and stuff and a retard and everything else, or he's just like, and I am leaning this way too. I think he also just might be like a master manipulator, because the vibe and I know this is glass half empty vibe on the guy, but I don't know if he deserves it, but the vibe I'm getting on the guy is like he has these big grandiose ideas for the world, that, and he's a dude who's admittedly said his biggest inspiration is the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is why, like, no shade if you like the book, but that is the pinnacle of like midwit entertainment. Like, the guy who thinks he's kind of like way more hip to shit than he actually is, but he actually just likes eating baby food, is being a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fan. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad saying that because I know my brother's a huge fan of it, but I love you, Dave, but you like baby food sometimes. I love you, bro. I love you, bro, but you're a big fan of baby food. But yeah, no, so like, what am I trying to say? So that's why it's like I can't tell if dude's actually smart or not, because like he outside of and Saint Ivan saying he can't code for shit. So yeah, like honestly, dude, outside of all that shit, because now I'm like intrigued in the guy. Now I want to see, is there proof of him doing? Is there like actual proof of him doing shit? But I don't know. That might be a bold claim or whatever. But no, the point I'm trying to make is like outside of actual like coding and building rockets and stuff. I'm saying this purely based off his fucking biography, which if I'm listening to it, and he clearly has a huge influence over it, over the writing and what's in it, because like it's just the way he presents himself. It comes off on one end of just like trying to, what would impress a dumb guy? Like what's like a smart guy that would impress a dumb guy? That's kind of what he's leaning into. Like what's the type of smart guy that would impress like a baby food eating Redditor? You know what I mean? One of those guys who would be impressed by this, and he's like leaning into that. But then it's like part of you is like, is he doing that on purpose, or is he just that guy? Because outside of the fucking rockets, the dude actually doesn't. And honestly, the way he talks about stuff and the way he exists in fucking headlines and clickbait, and like he's just a clickbait machine when he fucking talks, you would be like, it does seem like the dude doesn't know shit. He doesn't know things outside of rockets and stuff. And then I got to the chapter about like why he's into space travel. And it's like a way bigger thing than just like, well, the technology and and it's like it's this. And I'm sorry, this is probably feeling like it's all over the fucking place. I apologize. Because I've been thinking a lot about this and I'm having trouble formulating my specific thoughts, because it's like I have the clear way of saying it like on the tip of my tongue, pause, but it's like when I go to fucking say it, it's not exactly there. But yeah, I think the main point I'm trying to get at with Elon Musk is a lot of stuff about him just feels like, you know what it is? Whenever I'm talking about this, I feel like I need to over justify why I'm saying this stuff. And I think sometimes I might just need to say it, and then we can go, and then if there's some problems, we can go back and clarify things. I think that might be my problem. Anyway. Sorry, I got a text from my mom. Sorry. My parents are coming in this weekend, so I'm gonna hang out with my parents, and their flight lands on Thursday. I was trying to remember what I'm doing Thursday. Oh yeah, but the thing about, you said he's a white African. Elon Musk is, his parents are Canadian. I think he was born in South Africa. That's why his voice stinks so much. No, but I think this is a thing we need to realize with a lot of these people in powerful positions, is because like you ever go like I feel like a lot of people watching this, you're all like normal dudes with normal jobs. You know what I mean? But I'm assuming most of you guys are of like if you want to watch me stream, you're at least curious about stuff. I'm not saying we're all fucking Einsteins in here. We're not all fucking Einsteins, but like you're like, I feel like everyone in the chat is of like of average to above average intelligence. You know, we're none of us are like knuckle dragging retards, but none of us are fucking like brilliant Einsteins or fucking that shit. But I think if you're watching my stream, the big thing more than anything is you're curious people that want to learn about some shit you don't already know about. So I'm sure all like me, we all know a bunch of things. We may not know the right answers to all those things, but we know a lot of things and we're curious about them, and we like working through ideas. And so I'm sure, like me, not all the time, but they're like me, you'd like I was saying, you'd have those moments with like Sam Harris where you'd be like, am I fucking smarter than Sam Harris? You're like, what the fuck's going on? Why am I watching Sam Harris say like the dumbest shit ever? Why am I watching Sam Harris say like the dumbest shit ever? And then you're like, wait, why is he that guy? And maybe I have a different experience because I'm the unsuccessful podcaster. So actually, yeah, I'm probably having a different experience where it's like, because I'm not a guy who needs to be the fucking, I don't need to be the next fucking Joe Rogan. But I do have moments where it's like, I know I'm not the fucking smartest guy in the world, but I know I can fucking talk and I have interesting things to say, and I'm fucking smart enough to make a good point here and there. And like, and then I'll see someone like Sam Harris and I'll just be like, why is that like, why is this dickhead who's saying he'd vote for John Wayne Gacy? Why is that fucking dickhead, in the place he's at? And like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Why can't I get the fucking traction? And it's made me realize, I think some of the people who are in these positions as like big public figures, a lot of it is just because they're more determined. And I think that might be an obvious statement, but I think, I think one of my problems is like I went through life a little naive, and I was like, oh, I thought you just had to. I thought you just had to be like in stand up, you just had to be the funniest guy, or in podcasting, you just had to have good, interesting points, and you had to be level headed, and be right about things and stuff like that. And I know this comes off as like, this probably comes off super fucking backhanded or whatever the fuck, but and you look at someone like Elon Musk, and it's like, you start sitting there and you're like, this guy's not like, he's not that impressive. Generally speaking, he's not that impressive. And you're just like, oh, is it just because he's more determined? Is it just because he has that? It's like, and then you start looking at other people differently, and you're like, oh, because I feel like I have a different perspective, because I've gotten to like meet some of these people, and I think like, and it's like making me look at how I should do this stuff a little bit differently, because I look at these people and I go like, oh, I think my problem is I don't have the right psychopath gene. Like, I definitely have some psychopath gene. Like, there was one of the comments on the podcast made me laugh so hard. I forget who the fuck it was, but he said, Andy can't get skinny, his ego would be out of control. And there's a reason that's funny. Is that what it was? Well, fuck. As I'm saying it, I feel like I fucked that up. But yeah, it was on the latest episode of was it on the last episode of Panty? Oh, you guys seem to like the Hollywood Brain episode. That's good. Oh yeah. Flu me goo, mean goo. We can't let Andy get skinny. His ego will reach new heights. And I'll give it to you, brother. There's a reason that's fucking hilarious. There's a reason that's a good fucking joke. I'll give it to you, brother. Cause like, yeah, so I know I have like a psychopath gene. But like, I don't know if I have the right one. I don't know if I have the right one. Cause like, that was always the thing tripping me up. Is like, I don't think I'm like I'm not gonna sit here and say like I'm the greatest ever. You know what I mean? But I think I'm very, very, I think I'm pretty fucking good at comedy. And I think I'm pretty fucking good at podcasting. And I think I'm pretty fucking good at, being a thoughtful person trying to make interesting points. But like, yeah. But then you look at someone like Elon Musk and you're like, oh, I think you just have to, I don't know. I got to get deeper into the book to sort of formulate this thought more. But I think you just have to like really just plow through people. I think that's kind of what it is. I think you just have to like fucking plow through people. And I don't want to do that, because I think that's not, I don't know. Because you know what it is? Because it's like, it's not like, and actually this honestly kind of goes back to Christianity, and why, if you sort of look at it as, not not, not maybe hyper focusing on the, like the organized religion shit. Because I think the organized religion shit, you thought it said scuba cum. That's fair. It does kind of say subs cum, which is kind of awkward and gay, but I really like this band. So it's supposed to be sub scum. That's why the stars right here to separate the two, because it's for this hardcore band called Suburban Scum. But yeah, and it kind of goes back to the read the faux agreements, foo. We getting Hispanic up in here? I like it, Jimmy. But no, it kind of goes back to why I kind of vibe out with Christianity, as just like I get behind it as like a philosophy, I guess. You know what I mean? Because if you look at it and not take it literally, and sort of like just take it for what it's kind of saying and getting at, and then, realize it was written back in the day, and sort of try to modernize some of the teachings and stuff like that. It's what I realized when we did that episode about Buddhism, because Buddhism is I feel like you can understand Buddhism from that way, because there's no Like I think a lot of like Christianity and Judaism and Islam, they like, I think they sort of created the gods to just, save time when people have questions. I think people have questions and they're like, because God said, shut the fuck up, do it or he'll fucking send you to hell. But then honestly, if you look at all the stuff, if you look at all the stuff that are like, if you look at like the sort of the base level shit of all those religions, all of them are just like basic things. Like, if you do these basic things more than you don't, you will leave a happy, healthy, and productive life. So if you look at it like that, if you look at like Christianity, even Islam, even Judaism, if you look at any of those, it's just take, don't take it literally. Take everything they say as like, ironically, not as gospel, but just as like a broad guidance. You're like, oh, you're like, if you take it as broad guidance, if you take it as sorry, I'm stuttering because I'm practicing not reading every single fucking comment and not addressing it. Because I realize one of my problems is I have to stop and address every comment, and then I'll pause and I'll look down and I'll just see Cellrat going, Andy loves subs come, and I'll be just like, what the? And I'm just like, they're just being funny. Just keep going, Andy. Because that was another thing we talked about on Panties this week. I love taking the bait and letting it get me mad, and I have to work on it because it's makes me come off like a fucking retard to the whole world, and I don't like that. I would like people to take me a little bit more seriously. Christ didn't believe in private property. I'm too base for Christianity. Yeah, well, that's why. Again, it's why I'm saying like, don't take it all literally. But if you look at it as like guidance to live a more productive, healthy life and keep the human race going, then it's like, if you look at it through that, and if you don't look at it through literally like, if you don't look at it through literally just like, well, there's a big guy up in the sky and he needs me to do these things. You know what I mean? Like, take it for what they meant, not what they're saying. You know what I mean? And yeah, I feel like a big thing, and I got to get deeper into it and learn more about it, but I feel like a big thing in that is just sort of like, it's like, live your life seeing like, what can you do to make the world better? And I don't think that's necessarily like, well, we have to repopulate Mars. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I think when you're moving things on a grand scale the way Elon Musk wants to and does, it becomes a lot more cloudy of like, is this the best thing we need right now? You know what I mean? Like, is like kind of forcing everyone to switch over to your expensive electric cars that use a shit ton of fossil fuels to make your shitty batteries. Is that and it's not to say like, I've driven Teslas. They're cool. I mean, they don't have the technology is cool. They don't have the heart and soul that a good classic car does. But they have cool tech. But they're like, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I got to be honest. I don't love them. They're kind of empty and soulless when you're sitting in them. Like, if you ever sit in a Tesla that's turned off, it feels creepy. When the screen's off and you look at how smooth and fucking nothing is on the fucking car, it feels very empty and lifeless. But what was I fucking getting at? But yeah, that's why it's like, I look at a dude like Elon Musk and I just go like, I don't know if he's existing to benefit the mass of society, or if he's existing to create this, legend of Elon Musk. Because that's kind of how he is. Like, if you look at the things he's concerned of, it's way more about like, it's broadly like, I need people to think I'm cool. And it's like, it's dude, hard work mixed with an insane ego will create people like this. That's what I'm realizing is like I'm getting way more into when it comes to history and stuff. Um I'm getting way more into specific people rather than overall events cuz I think like cuz I was realizing too like when you look at why things are bad, it always comes down to like people. Whether it be the big people in charge or it be the little people or the not little people, but like it's either the people with power doing fuck shit or the people with less power just kind of like, you know, making excuses for that fuck shit or letting the fuck shit happen. And it like so I get really intrigued like cuz that's what I realized. I did a lot of work to be like, what are the answers? And I feel like I figured out a lot of the answers to like make things better. But now I'm just like, but then what? But then you go like, well, what happens? What happens in a person's brain that goes like, well, I have all the answers. Now I'm not going to do any of them. And it's why I get way more intrigued in human beings and what makes them tick versus like the overall actual event. You know, and that's kind of like and it's like that's what I'm like realizing with Elon Musk. It's like there's this thing about him and people like that in general where they go and I do think I'm kind of getting this vibe that does feel like a thing that Christianity's solving because I think when people I think that's why it actually is better for you to even if you don't fully believe it to like almost you know, it's like give yourself that God with the good vibes and go, I'll just, I'll follow his teachings because that makes you more a part of the collective to make the group good rather than, if rather than you going like, well, I need to be the figurehead that these people follow. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that's better. And that's sort of like, and that's why a lot of the Christianity shit attracted me. Cause like, I'm always like, it's kind of funny too. Cause I used to be, man, I think about this stuff a lot because I feel like I'm so curious where my life would have gone if I was more mature back in the day. But even then, I'd probably be because I used to play the drums hardcore, and I probably just would be a fucking hand job in a rock band and shit like that. But no, I just think because like a big reason I got into comedy is like I didn't like being in the background as the drummer. Like I wanted to be like the main dude. And that was like a big thing with my ego and shit like that. I wanted to be like the main guy. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like after as I've gotten older, I realized that mindset has only caused me problems because it was funny. It's like I always wanted to be the main guy, but I always still had this like instinctual base that I'm at now. And I'm realizing like that constant fight to be the main dude, it kind of sucks and it kind of makes you a shitty person. And it kind of like, if you're actively fighting to be the main dude, it kind of like, it gives you very dog shit intentions. But if you're just trying to be like, yeah, I'm just trying to be a dude providing good shit for people that want it, or I'm just trying to help out and I'm just trying to be like a productive part of this whole fucking thing, then you start being, it just feels better. You know what I mean? It just makes everything fucking feel better. So I don't know. I think I might check out Christianity. I don't know. I think it'd be chill vibes. I think it'd be chill vibes. Cause I just want to, I don't know. I want to feel better. Cause I don't know. I haven't felt good in a while. And I used to think that like just feeling bad was your base level. And then, you get some fucking rays of sunshine here and there and that's life. But I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe if I look at it this way, I can not feel like shit all the time. I don't know. But yeah, and it also intrigues me too, because then it makes me realize like I think people do need like whatever, at the base level, whatever religion gives people, I do think that's what um I do think that's what the mass of society is lacking. But at the same time, like, religious people got to remember, like, you guys kind of failed everyone, by like really, because that's the problem is like, I gotta get deeper into it and learn more about this to sort of formulate these thoughts better. But like, it's like over time, the religious people have, earned people's lack of trust in them because they kind of like, they were wielding this fucking bazooka while everyone else had fucking sporks, and they just, they let it get a little out of hand. So like, yeah. Start with a Christmas tree. That shit is nice to see every day. I might do that. I might just put up a Christmas tree in the corner. Those Jesus freaks are friendly, but the shit they believe has got their mind all shut. I don't know. I just think yeah, maybe. I just think I'm trying to cross my legs without breaking this chair. Ah. Lewis and Big J are on Rogan. Nice. Oh yeah, they're probably pumping story. They're probably oh yeah, Lewis was just here doing Story Wars and the Braves and shit. But came to see if this chat is more active than YouTube. Oh, that's actually a good question. I should say I am gonna in a couple minutes I am actually gonna switch over to just Twitch, and we'll be doing music over there. But yeah, those Jesus freaks are friendly, but the shit they believe has got their minds all shut. Yeah, I think that's why, like, I think a lot of people have like turned into. I think a lot of people have like let religion, like they've, and you see it all the time with like cults and stuff like that. Again, this is why I want to like learn more about it, because it's like I'm seeing a lot of like good from it, but I'm seeing like a lot of good from it, but I can also understand the like bad perception everyone has of it. Because it's like I also do think that like that bad perception of it's kind of earned at the same time. But just to be honest, like the way I'm sort of consuming it now, it feels like good vibes for me. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably keep doing this shit. I'm also too like people understand I'm also like chilling at the tutorial. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling at the tutorial going, this game seems like it's going to be a fun one to play. But yeah, man, I just think like, I think religion, I think like everyone being like, I'll put it this way. I think society was a little bit better when we were all just vaguely religious. Like I'm not saying, that's the thing too. You say like Jesus freaks and da da da. I'm not saying people need to like be, everyone needs to be fundamental Christians and hardcore and all this other shit. Nah, those dudes fucking, like, if you look up at, if if you see stuff from the Hasids, if you see stuff from like the fundamental Christians, like any version of that, the Muslims that are gonna go fuck your shit up if you draw Muhammad, every version of that sucks ass. But I think it's not. I think if you don't take that shit literally and just use it as like a sort of guiding light through your life, it just provides chiller vibes for the world. That's my sort of 2 cents. No way. Damn. Yes, Lewis dropped his special. Go check out Lewis's special. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, brother. All right, guys. This is the time where I mosey on over to Twitch. I'm going to mosey on over to Twitch. There is the link. If you guys wanna keep this going, it's gonna be a much more music vibes, more like a radio show, talk show sort of deal. Got a bunch of new music I was listening to that kind of rips. But yeah, I'm currently streaming on Restream. I'm gonna switch over to my Streamlabs app. So if you're on Twitch, just stay here. The stream will stop for maybe a minute or two and then come right back. So there's the link to Twitch. I'm just a reminder, I'm doing these daily. I love you too, Dustin. I appreciate everyone commenting. Sorry I didn't read a lot of them. I'm trying to just stick to trying to be more focused on these. But that's not to say we can't. I just, when I have a lot of thoughts to get out, I like to stay more focused, but I'm always down for a good comment reading sesh. I love reading your comments. I love that you guys care. I love that you guys get involved and you talk, and we can all talk shit together like best friends because we're all best friends. Anyway. Oh, shit. That's right. Wait, let me close that down. And then, yeah. Dustin, bye. I love you, Dustin. Dustin Preston, I love you. But yes, boys and girls, if you would like to be a part of the Twitch stream, the link is down there, twitch.tv/Big Red in the Morning. I really appreciate everyone hanging out with me today. If you don't want to hang out with me on Twitch, have a great day. If you do, Big Red in the Morning on Twitch. Also, Big Red in the Morning on YouTube. I'm almost at 500 followers, so I can monetize that soon. All right. I love you guys with my whole fart.